العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. وقل رب زدني علما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يسألونك ماذا ينفقون قل ما أنفقتم من خير فللوالدين والأقربين واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل وما تفعلوا من خير فإن الله به عليم. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. So we began the commentary of this ayat yesterday. And the context is that the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum, perhaps one and perhaps others, they asked Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, what do we spend? Which money do we spend? On who do we spend? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the reply that whatever you spend from khair, so it's for the parents, relatives, orphans, poor, and the wayfarer, the traveler who is away from his place and doesn't have the means to reach back and he's in need. And whatever you do in good, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be aware of that. So this actually, we find the same question twice. Very soon we'll see again the same very question, يَسَأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا يُنْفِقُونَ, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replies, قُلِ الْعَفْوَ. So here, the who is mentioned, and there the what is mentioned. In other words, who do you spend on is mentioned here, and from what do you spend on is mentioned over there. So who do you spend on? The parents, the yatama, masakin, etc. So here we have spending on the parents. So we understand from that, then this is actually referring to nafl sadaqat and not the faridat al-zakat. Because faridat al-zakat is not to be given to your parents. If your parents are in need, you have to spend on them anyway. Zakat is something above and beyond that, you see. So we understand that this is referring to sadaqat, general sadaqat. And any kindness that you do. So any kindness that you do. So it might be that you give them money, it might be that you give them food, it might be that you give them kindness, you give them support, help, whatever you do in khair. Ma tafalu, whatever you do. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees it, He's aware of it, and if He sees it and aware of it, He's going to recompense appropriately. Okay. Another thing that needs to be understood is that so whatever you do of good. Now, doing of good means that you are spending with balance. Because sometimes what happens is people get carried away with spending on others and they forget themselves, their family, and this is not jais. So actually, Nabi alayhi salatu mentioned that you start with yourself. First haqq is you. So you ensure that you're giving yourself, you do right, your closest members, and those who are the closest and the closest and closest and so forth, radiating outwardly. You begin the closer, and then you go to the next level in terms of closeness to you. And that's why the sadaqat and zakat, it's best to spend on the people nearby you, if possible your relatives, and then going farther out. Somebody asked me yesterday, can I send to my country or send out of the country? So actually, as Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, that Rasulullah told him when he sent him to Yemen that you take from the aghniya'ihim, take from their rich and give to their poor. And this also creates a bind between the levels of society so that the rich and the poor are connected, not like here in America, the rich are in Beverly Hills and the poor are in Watts, and between them is a barrier, and they don't know. In Islamic society, yes, Allah has given some people more, some people less, some people moderately. So the idea is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put the rizq, as we mentioned earlier, has put the rizq for these poor in the hands of the rich so that they would interact and they would connect and there would be an appreciation and honor and respect between them that builds a bond in society. Okay, so you will spend on the closest to you and then farther out. Now, if you have people that are more in need than are immediate, for example, and I told him, he's asking from Irvine. We don't have a lot of fuqara in Irvine. We don't even have a homeless, over here in Irvine, by design, I suppose. In any case, so if we have people in other countries which are suffering more, then there's no issue for that. So preferably we would give to, if we have people who are more in need, then send out. But again, not disregarding the rights of our own closer relationships, particularly the family who it is wajib on, it is fard for us to spend on them and provide them for their needs. It's not wajib for the other. This is nafal. Fard is more preferable to nafal. And so what to spend in the next ayat is going to mention qul al-af, what's above and beyond your necessities. So Islam is an organic and a very natural and fitrati religion, and everything is according to the natural system which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. وبالله تبارك والتوفيق. آخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم.